Hey, it's Ranger Russ back at the Meigs Point Nature Center. And as you can see, well, maybe you can't see, I'm in a cage right now. Our animal today, which we'll get to in a minute, very special, very fantastic. It's going to be my favorite animal of the day. But before we get into that, I am located at the Meigs Point Nature Center, which is at Hammonasset Beach State Park here in Connecticut. We are a Department of Energy and Environmental Protection facility. And if you are setting out to visit any of our state parks, the public buildings are closed, but you can still visit our state parks. You need to keep social distance. We are saying you need to keep 7 skunks away from one another. So the length of 7 skunks lined up in a row, that's how far, about 6 feet. It's really important to keep this social distance. Now, some of the parks have limited access. Some of the parks are closed. We don't want to close more. We really want to keep our parks open. I did hear that after yesterday's storm, Chatfield Hollow is closed. Hopefully that's just a temporary thing. I'm not sure how much damage was done there. I guess some downed trees. So that park, please follow the rules and don't go to any of the parks that are closed. Again, maintain social distance, and then we don't have to close more parks. Today, we're talking about our Monk Parakeets. And this is something that we were going to do last week. Our schedule got a little messed up. The schedule is going to change, I know that. But I have enough programs to keep us going well into May. Hopefully I can reach June with our animal programs, and we're going to be visiting other parks. We're going to be visiting other facilities. If you logged in over the weekend, you saw that we did a virtual Easter egg hunt. We're going to not announce how many eggs are hidden in that photo. You can go to, it's on Facebook and our website. So you can go there, take a look, see how many eggs you can find. My phone, I can zoom in. I understand some people aren't able to zoom in and they're having a hard time finding the eggs. Some of the eggs are really, really hard to find. So let's see how many eggs you're able to find in the picture. And I'd also like it if you could identify some of the plants in the picture, because some of them we've already talked about at our programs. So meigspointnaturecenter.org, go to the Virtual Learning Center. You can participate in our virtual Easter egg hunt. Now, Monk Parakeets, also known as Quaker parrots. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see them. They're being very good and quiet right now. Not sure how long they will stay this way, but we'll see. These are from South America. So central Chile and Argentina are where they're from. They are now found in Brazil, Mexico, many places across the U.S. In some places, they are considered an invasive species. Now, we've talked about invasive species in other programs, but we'll review right now what it means to be invasive. The first thing to be invasive is that it's not native to the area. So we've already said their native range is South America. The other thing to be invasive is that they are harmful to the environment. Now, that's where the question comes in, because so far they are not harmful to our environment. The worry is that they may damage crops or compete with local animals or damage native plants. So far, I haven't seen any of the damage that they're doing. I would say that they definitely could be considered a nuisance species because they do like to nest on power lines. That's how we got these two. There was a nest on a transformer when the power company went to take it down, which they thought it was an empty nest, because they looked at the top and there were no birds in it. They build a colonial nest. It's just a big ball of sticks, and then they go inside of the nest. So these babies were hidden inside of that nest. And when they took it down, they took the babies, they gave them to us with the promise that we would not release them, because they are not supposed to be released into Connecticut, and that we would use them for education. So that's what they're doing right now. They're being very good and quiet. So how did they get here in Connecticut? There are a few different stories. Most people believe that they are escaped pets. There's a story about a truck being unloaded down in New York, and a big crate of these fell and broke open. There's also a story of a delivery being made in Bridgeport, Connecticut to a pet store. And again, the case or cage, giant cage of them, fell out of the truck, broke open, and they escaped. Originally, in Connecticut anyway, they were only found in one area. They were in Bridgeport, and there's a big central park in Bridgeport, and that park in the middle of Bridgeport has a big tree, and the entire colony was in that big tree. A hurricane came years ago, blew the tree down, and then they started to spread along the coast. So they've worked their way up to Hammonasset. They've been here a few years. We used to have a colony here, but they built such a large colony that it broke the limb of the tree that they were in, and the whole colony fell to the ground. And then again, they spread out again from there to smaller colonies. Now I'm going to have one hop up on my finger. Step up. Who's going to do? There you go. So we can get a look. Step up. You can hear the noise. This is sort of an irritated noise that they make. Step up. Let's see if this one goes in. All right. Step up there. Step up. They're a little bit nervous. They haven't seen a phone like this before. So step up. We'll get them to step onto there again. So now we get to listen to them for a little while. Now that bright green color, I did say these are monk parrots, or monk parakeets or Quaker parrots. A parakeet is just a smaller version of a parrot. So it's like a subgroup of parrot. The parakeets are smaller. Worldwide, there are about 170 parakeets. Parrots, there are about 356, which includes the parakeets. So 356 different species of parrots worldwide. I did mention that they have two names. I have heard them called, there are other names that they have, but the Quaker parrot and the monk parakeet are the two names that I know them by. When people first started seeing them around this area, they were a little bit concerned seeing this bright green parrot. They thought that it was an escaped pet and that it wouldn't be able to survive the winter. They do survive our winters. The winters where they're from in South America are about the same as ours, maybe even a little colder. So them surviving our winter is a simple thing. They don't nest during the winter. In the winter, they're flying around, they're moving around, not staying really in one place. They're moving, looking for food. In the summertime, that's when they're going to go to their colony. They do have to watch out for predators. Weasels, snakes will raid the nests and eat the babies or the eggs. So there are some predators that will eat them. They also have to watch out for flying predators like falcons or an owl, or some of the hawks like a sharp-shinned or a Cooper's hawk may also try and eat them. They have pretty good camouflage if they're in green trees, but when the leaves fall off the trees in the wintertime, they kind of stand out a little bit more at that time. So the things that they eat, mostly seeds and buds. So they're picking off the fresh new buds of trees and plants, which could make them a bit of a nuisance to us because they're clipping off. If you plant a new tree, they may snip off the little buds of the tree and the tree won't be able to grow for that year. Normally they would step up on my hand. They'll go upside down. They can lay in the palm of your hand. There are a few tricks that we taught them. Mainly that's to stimulate them and give them something to do, is to learn a trick, but also it makes it easier if they have to go to a vet. They'll just lay in your hand, and then the vet can check them out. You can see their beak continues to grow. Their beak is made of the same material as your fingernail, so if you rub your fingernail together, you'll get an idea of what that beak feels like. But it continually grows, just like your fingernails, and they have to wear it down. So we give them a variety of food. They have these little things here that they can gnaw on that helps keep the beak from getting too long. If it does get too long, we can file it down. But with them, we usually don't have to do much filing on these guys. They like to eat a lot. Both of these are actually girls. They did at one point have to go to a vet and get checked out, and they were determined to be girls. The only way you can really tell is through a blood test. So at one point they did have a blood test. All right, I'm going to take a look and see if we have any questions that are coming up. Would they come to a bird feeder in the winter? That's a really good question. They are more platform bird feeders. So if you have a flat feeder with seeds on it, they may go to that. They're not going to really perch and pick things out like most of the perching birds that we have in Connecticut. So good question. You can keep the questions coming. Also, if you wouldn't mind, when you make a comment, just state where you're from. We really like to see how far this program is reaching. We know we're getting people from all over the country and all over the world. So give us a shout out if you'd like. Another new thing that we've done is we've added all of our videos to our YouTube channel. So if you go to the Meigs Point Nature Center YouTube channel, you can see all of these videos. I know that there are some school teachers that want to add this as part of their curriculum, and it's easier to add a YouTube channel or add the videos from a YouTube channel than it is from Facebook. So, and you can see the videos on our website, meigspointnaturecenter.org as well. So lots of places to look at the animals that we have on our videos. All right. How long do they live? That's a very good question, and that really depends on whether they're captive or in the wild. Captivity, they can live over 30 years, and in the wild, it's generally going to be 15 to 20 years. So it's about twice as long that they can live in captivity. Captivity guarantees them food, and they get to go to the vet if they ever have any problem. So they live a little bit longer if they're in captivity. Now, these birds have never been in the wild. Remember, we got them, they had just hatched out of their egg. So if we tried to release them, they probably wouldn't be able to survive on their own. Do they come in different colors? Great question. The monk parakeets are usually just this green color. The amount of green is going to change, even on the forehead. Now, we do mark their foreheads so that we can tell the two apart. That's really important for going to the vet. We need to be able to identify any of our animals when they go to the vet. So one of them has blue markings and the other has green. They're really faded right now, so it's hard to tell. But I think we're looking at blue on this side and red in the back. All right, do we have any other questions? What kind of seeds do they like? All kinds. So if you want to take a look, this is their food mix that we have for them. Can everybody see that? There's lots of different things. Looks like there's some pecans. There's some clumps of different seeds, some sunflower seeds. So we offer our animals at the Nature Center a wide variety of food to make sure that they're getting that complete diet. Just like all of you guys really want to have a complete diet, it helps to get lots of different things. So hopefully you're all getting lots of different foods. I know it's hard right now to be creative. So colonial nesters, there are different reasons. It's usually a strategy for survival. So if there are a lot of them together, they can help protect one another, alert one another if a predator is attacking. They also, in a larger colony, they're able to increase the warmth. Again, these are cold weather parrots, so the colony, the big ball of sticks, will be a little bit warmer with a few more birds in it. Birds in general have warmer body temperatures than we do. So most birds, I think it's a little over 100 degrees. I'm not sure what their normal body temperature is, but it's going to be warmer than yours and mine. Do they change color during the season? They do not. They stay this nice green color. They get a little bit brighter during breeding season, but they're green with a little bit of blue. I'm not sure if you can see the blue on the back of their wing feathers. They get some blue. We do not clip their wings, so they are still able to fly. That allows them exercise. There's enough room in this aviary. They can fly back and forth. It keeps them in better shape. All right. What color are their eggs? Great question, and I don't know the answer to that. I've never seen their eggs. These birds haven't laid any eggs. I believe it's just a plain white egg, but we can look that up and let everybody know what color their eggs are. Any other questions? All right, well, we're going to do a wrap up. If you have any other questions, continue to send them in. Even if you're watching this video after the fact, if you're on Facebook, you can put a comment down and we'll try and answer your question, and we'll try and put up the color of their eggs next to the video on our website. So I need to remind everybody, there is a lot of information found on the meigspointnaturecenter.org website. Go to the Virtual Learning Center. There are connections to other DEEP facilities, so you can connect to Dinosaur State Park, Kellogg Environmental Center, Goodwin Conservation Center, and the Great Park Pursuit No Child Left Inside program is putting up information as well. We'll be able to connect to all of those. Lots of fun things to do, scavenger hunts, just different activities. I really suggest try all these activities out. It's a lot of fun. It'll give you something to do when you don't have very much to do and you start to get bored being in your house. Remind everybody, keep social distance no matter where you are, unless it's with people that you live with. You don't have to keep social distance. But other than that, you need to keep 7 skunks. That's a good distance to stay away from each other. You want to be further away from that than a skunk, okay? But away from people, 7 skunks is good. Also, whenever you go out, wear your masks. Any little bit helps. So a bandana, whatever you have, the better the mask, obviously, the better you're going to do. If you need to cough, make sure you cough into your elbow. Even if you're in your home, you want to make that a habit. Wash your hands. They're saying 20 seconds with warm soapy water, okay? All these things will help hopefully shorten this quarantine period that we're in, and we can get through this quicker. As soon as the Nature Center opens, I want you to come down, say hi to me. I'm seeing names, and names are starting to look familiar because the same people are watching. I would love to be able to meet you. There was a little cute song that they did that time. So if you keep on connecting with us, we'll keep passing this information on. This afternoon, we have a very special program, and there's going to be a little craft that you can do with the program that we're doing. So it's going to be really exciting, fun to do. And I'm going to be doing more programs at state parks, other state parks. So we're going to get out and see some of Connecticut's parks. We have some fantastic, beautiful parks around the state. Everybody is within 15 minutes of a park, so make sure you get out and enjoy them. And if they are crowded, if you pull up parking lots crowded, trails are crowded, find a state forest. There are, I think, 19 state forests around that you can hike miles and miles of trails on state forests. So any comments that I've missed? 7 skunks away, somebody's saying that, good distance. Okay. So visit our website, like us or follow us on Facebook. We all appreciate it, and our parrots are going to say they're flying around now. All right. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you this afternoon at 2 o'clock.